A liberal watchdog group out of D.C. has filed an open meetings lawsuit against the group of former Wisconsin justices who are investigating criteria for impeachment of Justice Janet Protasiewicz at the direction of Assembly Speaker Robin Vos. Here with me now is Heather Sawyer, the Executive Director of American Oversight. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So what is the lawsuit asking the judge to do?
Simply put, we're asking the judge to order the secret panel to comply with Wisconsin's open meetings law, which simply means they have to notify the public of their meeting and allow the public to attend.
And how do you think the meetings of this group of former justices violate Wisconsin's open meetings law?
Well, in Wisconsin, the government does not get to operate in secret. A government body has to notify the public of meetings and allow the public to attend. Here, an advisory panel has been tasked by the Speaker Assembly to advise him and the legislature on a matter of tremendous public importance, the possibility of impeaching a sitting justice. You don't need to have a formal order to establish a government body. The courts have been very clear that it doesn't require formality. What it requires is that a group be convened, that they be tasked to do something, and advising a government official or a government body on its official functions qualifies under the law. So the plotting and the planning for the impeachment of a sitting justice should not occur behind closed doors. It should be open to the public so that the public can see who is involved, what is going on. They can ask questions and they can form their own opinions as to what the government is doing in their name.
During a recent hearing on this case, we heard from a former justice who is a member of this group, David Prosser, and he said during that hearing that there were meetings like this that happen all the time to possibly review, advise on things like legislation that aren't subject to this law. Those meetings aren't public. They're certainly happening. He called this a frivolous case. How do you respond to that?
Well, what Justice Prosser also admitted was that this group has met. He refused to name the other participants, which only heightened the concerns about secrecy. And my answer is that the Wisconsin law requires only that a group be convened, they be tasked with a particular job, which has happened here. Speaker Vos was very clear to the public that he was reaching out to a panel. He was convening a panel. He wanted them to meet, discuss, confer, and advise on the possible impeachment of a sitting justice. I think in our view, it's very clear that Wisconsin law does require that those meetings happen in public. So we certainly hope that, Justice Prosser will come and appear for a deposition and answer questions about the meetings of this group, and that ultimately the group notify the public of its meeting and be open to the public.
And during that hearing, Justice Prosser did not reveal the other members of that panel, that group. Have you been able to ascertain who those other two members are?
Not yet. And again, that just to us raises additional concerns about how secretive this is. Some of the testimony from Justice Prosser, in our view, raised more questions than it answered. And that is why we are pursuing this. And we are going to just continue doggedly to try to get the information out to the people of Wisconsin.
Heather Sawyer, the Executive Director of American Oversight out of D.C. Thanks so much for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you, Sarah.